Welcome back to the studio. I'm Guru Kathryn, and today we're talking about how the blending of reason and spirituality is where the real power is. And this really comes in three parts. So let's get into the details. So, the three parts I want to talk about are how reason is a powerful tool in your spiritual journey, and how spirituality, whether that is intuition, prayer, meditation, generally your connection with self and divine, is a powerful tool in all of the things that you normally think of as living in the world of reason. Your business decisions, daily decisions, all of this is things that you would normally just apply reason to. And so these are really two very different yet equally useful tools to bring into whenever you have choices to make in your world, which is all day, every day. So let's get into that. The third thing we're going to talk about is blending the two. That when you really blend the two, you get the full power of it. So first, let's talk about how reason is an incredibly useful tool in your spirituality. Really, I thoroughly encourage this. It's very, very important. And you'll notice that in all of my books, shamelessly displayed behind me there, and in all of my writing, I really love to blend reasoning. I love to question. I love to logic out and see where the science and the spirituality all come together and agree. Because when you get to that point, when the science and religion and art and music and all these different aspects of life seem to agree on something, there you have a powerful truth. So I love the use of reason. So let's talk about the ways that you could use reason in your spiritual journey to really get the most of it. And there are a bunch of different places that you use this. So I'm going to use the context of the 11 stages. The 11 stages, if you're not familiar with it, get the big red book, Purna Asatti, and go through that. And there's a quick short course on my website, KathrynColleen.com, where you can go through the stages. But as you're going through there, go do your homework on that. As you're moving through those stages, you have questions, right? Because a lot of the spiritual journey is the asking of big questions. Who am I? What do I need to forgive myself for? Can I forgive others? What do I want my life to be? We're working through these big questions. And having these decisions to make and trying to some of them aren't decisions to make, they're just seeking of answers. You can come at it from both directions, of both reason and intuition or divine connection. So how reason comes in here quite often, if you read the homework that you get in the big red book, it's a lot of reasoning. So like, for example, in stage 2, where you need to process your experiences, it's a lot of reason. What were the experiences that really deeply affected me? Reasoning out, what are the gifts that I got from these experiences? What did I learn? That's a reasoning thing. Well, I learned, right? It's an intellectual exercise. In stage 3, when we have to focus on our needs and make sure that we're meeting our needs, we have questions like, what are your needs? What are they? And how can you meet those needs? It's a very cerebral, reasoning-based exercise, right? Well, I need skills for the job that I really want to have, and how can I get those skills? This is a reasoning exercise. And it goes all the way through the entire thing. There are even reasoning exercises in stage 8 where we're defining, seeking out the answers to what is our purpose, what is our innate mission on this earth, each of us as an individual. It's a very individual question. And there are reasoning approaches to that. There's major reasoning in stage 7 when we question everything, even questioning your spirituality. And I actually really encourage this. There is no better way to get closer to the divine, no matter what you call the divine for you, whether that's God, Allah, the Tao, whatever it happens to be. Same name, same source. There's no better way to get closer to that divine source than to question it. To question it respectfully. And I go into great detail in the book and in my writings. You can find that on the website too. The act of respectful and reverent questioning of your spirituality, of the divine, inevitably brings you closer. So it's a really wonderful, beautiful way to kind of bring your reasoning into it. And we have a lot of fun exercises in that book too, like thinking about how physics comes into spirituality, how, astrophysics, what does the Big Bang have to do with God? And I think that's really, really fun to think about, and a powerful tool that actually led me to the full understanding of the oneness of all consciousness. Thank you, Einstein. So then you can flip that around and go the other way, because all of us are beings on a spiritual journey. We're all on this earth, working jobs, having families, making choices, doing things, figuring out what we want this world to be. And at the same time, we have this spiritual life. We just don't always reveal it. We just don't always talk about it. But everybody on this earth has a spiritual side, whether they discuss it or not. And allowing that to come into the realm of the things that you normally think of as dominated by reason, like your business life and your personal life. Sometimes relationships are far too dominated by reason. Your business life is really, and I've got quite a few followers on LinkedIn, and so we'll focus there for a minute. Your business life is one of the most powerful places to bring in your spirituality. Call it your spirituality. Call it your intuition. It's the best places to apply meditation. Your business life is nothing but a series of decisions. We make choices, and then we take action based on those choices. And we hope we're making the right choices such that our business or our projects are successful, whatever that definition of success is for you. So being able to apply your spirituality, your intuition, your connection with the divine in various degrees and ways to those choices that you make in your business life is incredibly powerful. I have heard executives talk about the use of prayer in their decision-making processes, or the use of meditation, how meditation is a major tool for them. And oftentimes when people talk about meditation and its utility in their business life, what they're talking about is it keeps them focused. It helps them spin down after a busy day, or helps them stay in a place of that equanimity, right? Which is fantastic for all of that as well. Keeping calm, keeping grounded, keeping centered, keeping non-emotional, and detached from these important choices that you're making. But what they don't talk about, and what I hear people talk about, is just with me and with others, as individuals, is the use of meditation or prayer to really let that right answer flow through. So if you're having a business decision, you're struggling with it, and you're like, well, I just don't know which way we should go. Option A, option B, I don't know. Should I do this? Should I not do that? Just don't know. And you could really, kind of make a good argument either way. Going into meditation, going into prayer is a fantastic way to get a little extra consultation on whatever decision you're trying to make. And it's funny, I see prayer and meditation as two sides of the same coin, right? Prayer is talking to the divine. Meditation is shutting up long enough to let the divine answer back. That's my favorite way to think about it. So when you allow that answer to come through, and some people say, oh, well, that's my intuition. It's the same thing. It's all the same. It's all your connection to your higher self. It's all a connection to the divine. But basically having that extra ability to kind of, we'll say, reason says I should do this, and intuition or prayer says I should do that. And it gives you more to go on than just that human neocortex, which is so fallible sometimes. Now, when you put these two together, let's go there. When you put these two together, reason and intuition, or reason and prayer, or reason and to whatever degree you are capable of really diving into that connection with the divine, and everybody's at a different place. When you put them together is when you get those really quality answers to what should I do next. Whether that's what should I do next in my personal life, what should I do next in my work life, in my business choices, in this project I'm working on, should I take my life in this direction or that direction, what's right for me, what do I need, how can I get what I need, all the questions. When you combine the reason and the spirituality, and when they line up, you know you've got the right answer. So it's a really, really powerful tool that I recommend that you work to strengthen that, right? Meditation and prayer, again, I feel two sides of the same coin. Meditation and prayer strengthen your ability to shut off the neocortex, shut off the reasoning thinking mind, and dive into intuition and divine connection, to ask your questions and to get advice. And then come back out of that and then apply reason again and see what you've got, right? The more sources of advice that we have, the better. And what I find is that your intuition is always right. Always, 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 always. Your reasoning, you could flip a coin, but your intuition is always right. And so personally, just for me, I trust that more than anything else. But you do have to, so one caveat there, you do have to make sure you're at a point where you could recognize the difference between intuition and impulse. So when you're just starting out on the spiritual journey and you're not too versed in this yet, you're practicing. It's a practice, not a perfect. Sometimes you'll just have impulses. I think I should do that. And sometimes these impulses are a truly terrible idea. And we have all experienced this. Why did I do that? Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time. Well, it wasn't. So learning to recognize the difference between impulse and intuition will be very important as you strengthen and practice your ability to use the innate intuitive tools that you have. So be careful of that as you're getting started. Remember, as you practice. And that's where the reasoning can come in again, right? Was that intuition speaking or was that impulse? And reason can help you recognize the difference. So you see how these tools are so intertwined. It's not one or the other. It's both. And being able to strengthen them both and interlock them both and use them both, that's where the power is. That's where the real power is. That's where the good decisions are made. That's where the good moves are made. And that's where the real power in your life is going to be. So let me know what you think. You can send me a text at my website, KathrynColleen.com. You can find me on all the places, all the platforms. Look for the links there. Find me there. Let me know what you think and send in your questions. Talk to you soon.